we go. Ladies and gentlemen, are we waiting for more people outside? Perfect. I'm learning. This is apparently Tunisian style, so I'm on time, 1:15, right? Military style? Yeah. 1:15. On the dot. Well, I'm super thrilled to be here. I came from Sweden last night and it was cold and rainy and I came to 32 degrees, so I'm loving this either way if it's 7 or 7:15. Welcome everyone. Welcome to the 4th stop in the Your Middle East Startup Roadshow. We started in April in Istanbul, then we went to Dubai, and then we went to Amman, and today we're in Tunis. And I'm thrilled to be here, and I've met so many cool entrepreneurs and startups and geeks and engineers, so I feel very much at home here. And I'm thrilled that we're going to have a 2-hour session here together, which will be themed around inspiration, energy, entrepreneurship, and how to storytell is basically one of the main objectives for me today. How do you package your idea in the best way to gear up investors, communities, etc.? I am personally not a big fan of conferences or events, mainly because I find them very long and very boring, so we're going to keep it very short today and just focus on the fun bits. I am a firm believer of breaking the rules, and I welcome you guys to break the rules and ask questions and interrupt and disagree with me or anyone on stage at any point in time. I have a hashtag for today, Miami Startup. So feel free to tweet, Instagram or Facebook any learnings or jokes or anything from here today. I should start by doing my confession, which I think is a good place to start. I confess I am very naive and crazy. And I, for a long while, was told not to be naive and crazy, especially don't be naive. But today, it's something that I'm very proud of. And I salute the naive and crazy. My name is Aurora Belfer. I am the COO of Your Middle East. Your Middle East is a startup. We're here to disrupt traditional methods of using media. We have global ambitions. I work on a shoestring of a budget, and I have a great team who hopes to change the world. And we do it both in terms of media and startups and several different sectors. And hence this roadshow. And I'm a firm believer in passion makes a difference. I'm also a co-founder of another business called RAP, which I'm going to talk to you about later today. But first I'd love to brag a little. So RAP generates millions of impressions worldwide. We have our headquarters is based in Silicon Valley. We raised $26 million. And we have disrupted how international retailers use their budgets to drive people from online into store. And I'm going to brag a little more a little later. But the interesting bit is that that's not the story. The success part is the easy bit to stand on a stage later on and brag about. The interesting stuff is the mistakes. And I made all the mistakes absolutely humanly possible in all my startups. And that's what today is going to be about. A confession of mistakes, and maybe try to distill some sort of learnings out of those mistakes. And that's what we in startup land call the pivot. Pivot is a fancy word for your first idea wasn't good enough and you need to have a new one. I have been here, this is my 3rd time. Every time I come to Tunis, I'm very inspired, and therefore I'm also looking forward to tonight to be inspired and have a lot of fun. You guys are here for free, which I think is very important. I know, as a startup, cash flow is a big issue, time and cash flow. So therefore we have sponsors. to make this possible. And I would like to thank both Microsoft and Ericsson for being tremendous sponsors and supporting us in our work and our belief. Big corporations come from great ideas and excellent execution. I'm a startup, an entrepreneur, so are you guys. We need these larger corporations that have executed excellently to learn from. Both in terms of setting up an infrastructure where we can learn to raise capital. Brilliant, more guests, welcome. To raise capital. And we need lots and lots of advice in order to be successful. So, thank you, Ericsson and Microsoft, for making this possible. I'd also like to thank SUPCOM and SUPCOM Junior for making this possible, because I don't know if you guys realized, at 6 o'clock, this was a completely different room, and smelled a bit weird. But in 1 hour, they have just transformed this into a great venue. So I'm very pleased, and organized everything from coffee to set up to chairs to microphones to links. We're being live streamed at the moment. So I'm very, very grateful. As well as organizations that have supported me, like Girls in Tech, Endeavour, Wanda, TechWadi, PitMe. I think I mentioned Endeavour because they're a great organization that support entrepreneurs globally. So today we will have, a few guests. I will share my stories and of successes and learnings. I'll tell you the secrets of my mistakes, and I admit I probably shouldn't invite you to tweet all the mistakes I've done, but please do. And then we will have 3 startups pitching in front of a panel of investors. And as I mentioned, key there is storytelling. How do I package my idea in a way that attracts an audience, whoever the audience is? I know that taking your baby out into the world can be really, really scary. I cry every day as an entrepreneur, and I'm sure you guys do too. But to kick this off, I'm very honored to introduce the Swedish ambassador designate to Tunis, who first day will be tomorrow. So I'm very pleased that we're able to welcome him to Tunis in this land of innovation and startup. Please, the stage is yours.
Ladies and gentlemen, is the mic on? No? Is it on now? Yes, you hear me now. Ladies and gentlemen, dear friends, I am so happy to be here tonight to celebrate the power of entrepreneurship. I would like to thank your Middle East and all of you who have contributed to bringing us together tonight. I think Tunisia has shown remarkable strength over the last 4 years. To be able to fulfill the dreams of a prosperous and democratic Tunisia, you here tonight, you are the people that can make it happen. Entrepreneurs, often working against the odds, pursuing your dreams, regardless of those who shake their heads. You can help your country continue to change and to succeed. Let me tell you a personal story, how I relate to entrepreneurship. In the 1920s, Sweden had fresh memories of massive migration from poverty. My grandfather, Gustav, grew up in a small town in the remote part of southern Sweden. His parents were tailors, self-employed, hard-working people trying to make ends meet and keep poverty at bay. Gustav, he had that creative force. The entrepreneur in him told him to defy the expectation that he would simply follow in his parents' footsteps, like previous generations. Music helped him. Growing up, he played the violin and the piano at the local cinema, providing the soundtrack and the emotion to the silent films. When he was 20, he had played enough to be able to afford a ticket to London. As a child, I could sit for hours and listen to his stories of the young man who had never seen the sea, taking a train and making it all the way to London's Savile Row, where he trained to become a refined tailor. It sounded almost like he had gone to the moon.
I could bring the extra microphone for you.
Gustav went from playing music at the little cinema to creating the outfits of the movie stars of his time, such as Maurice Chevalier. Back in his small town a couple of years later, he aimed high and started his own business. People around him shook their heads and said it wouldn't work. Over a period of 30 years, he provided employment to some 60 people in his small town. Gustav, people like him, and the people working in their factories built a prosperous and democratic Sweden together. It would simply not have happened without entrepreneurship. It would not have happened without fair play and good governance. As an incoming ambassador of Sweden, I'm thrilled to be in Tunisia at this historic moment. It will be such a privilege to strengthen relations of our two countries and to get to know Tunisia.